Hello and welcome to the There's Too Much Fucking News This Week podcast. It's kind of like last week, except I don't talk about Black Lightning for over an hour.
That was a long time.
I'm the usual host, Joe Scornbrace, and I'm joined here by my co-host,
Black Lightning.
over there, Tony Turns.T. He won't show his face because he's a superhero.
I'm Black Lightning.
And he's black. He's Black Lightning.
Yeah.
He's doing it for the hood and he's back.
You think more superheroes would have guns, though?
Just as their special power?
No, not as a special power, but like to complement their special power.
Well, some of them do. Like, you have, like, the Punisher.
Yeah, but he hasn't got a superpower.
Or like Spawn uses a lot of guns.
Yes, no, that's mean Spawn makes sense. He's got superpowers and he has
because
guns.
he has like a finite power of like
yeah.
coming back to life, so he has to use like guns.
He's also got some really OP chains.
He's like angel level. He's like deity level god powers.
Yeah.
Spawn. Like he literally like creates a new world basically.
Whole new world.
A whole new world.
That's not superhero ranting. It's fine.
Yeah, but anyway,
I'm tons of that too. I don't know if I made that clear.
No one actually knows. Nobody's actually seen you, but I do have a little thing here that shows your Rey Mysterio image.
Yeah, which is actually me.
What is that like? That Mysterio, Spider-Man villain that was like.
Mysterio.
Is it just Mysterio?
Yeah, his name's Mysterio.
He has like a giant fish tank.
Yeah, he's in the Spider-Man 2 game. Like the PS2 game. It's actually like he's like the best villain in that game. Like Doctor Octopus is cool, but Mysterio is even better.
Anyway, so the first thing that I've been playing this week, as Tony has not been playing anything this week, have you?
Nothing interesting, I guess.
No? Just the same old stuff?
Same old guild.
Well, I've been playing the same old Fortnite, but this time on a fucking iPad. Actually, I could probably get my iPad and show you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like.
When you say show you, do you mean me or the stream?
I'm in the stream.
Okay.
I'm not showing.
Well, he's showing me as well, but
you,
by proxy. But
just load it up now because they just sent out a brand new wave of invites and I got in. That's a video of a fish tank with a waterfall in it.
Yeah, absolute prankster.
Pranked him, right? I don't know if you can. It's only a 720p one, but loading. I chose an iPad because it's easier to see, but it's way harder to control an iPad. Like you need an iPhone to, like otherwise. Because I when I was playing it, it was like my hands were really like painful after like playing 3 games. I had to move them around so much.
How many games? How good were you using it? Like how far
there's like the strongest aim assist I've seen of any game. It's like I'm just running around and I'm like tapping the screen and it's just like magneting onto my enemies.
I guess to be fair, that everyone has that though, right?
If you can see it.
Got the classic music. Yeah.
That is what Fortnite mobile looks like.
I'm surprised it still looks okay.
Yeah, and it looks like pretty much like the same game almost.
The textures are a bit scaled down.
The
polygons are a little bit less, but yeah, it still looks good.
Like I'll show that this trailer was recorded on an iPhone X.
Wow, that's actually really good.
Well, I haven't full screened it. Maybe that will make a difference.
It's still better than I was expecting.
This is on an iPhone X. This gameplay. It's really hard to see people on this game. I found on the mobile version.
I could imagine. Is the FOV different from the phone one to the PC version? Or is it the same?
I don't know. There's no FOV slider on Fortnite.
No, it just looks. I guess they could have zoomed it in on the actual editing of the video. I guess it just seems a little bit more zoomed in than I'm used to. No, that's the same actually. Okay, I guess just assumed to get rid of the controls.
Like we'll talk about it maybe a bit later in the podcast, but it's like Valve has said they've ported like Source 2 to mobile, and they've ported like Dota to mobile as well. So it's like we are seeing like.
It's getting easier to like just be able to add these functionalities.
We are seeing like almost full games on mobile now.
To be fair, that isn't like the architecture of like the mobile chips like very similar.
But that's out now, and there is cross. We'll talk about there is cross-platform play between Xbox and PC.
No PS4.
PS4 and PC can cross-platform play since the beginning of Fortnite.
Oh,
almost.
Really? Okay.
But you can't cross-platform between PS4 and Xbox, which would make sense. But Sony
Competitors.
Sony says no. Xbox says we would love to.
Great PR.
But I feel like Epic already has like a pretty good relationship with Microsoft after they've been making like Gears of War the
It's
Xbox
sold
exclusive until
it sold the Xbox 360
until
basically.
Well, I guess it's still like Windows exclusive because they only released the fourth one on Windows 10 Store.
Yeah.
So. But they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And PS4's like, no, Sony, fuck you. We don't want to cross-platform play with those other dirty console peasants.
Those Western console peasants.
So what you can do is you can basically all the cross-platform play is cross-platforming to PC servers, basically.
Yeah.
So if you're on an Xbox, you can join your friends on PC. If you're on a phone, you can join your friends on PC. I would never fucking do this because you would die so quickly. I'm glad that you are locked to the PC. I'm glad that the phones are locked to the phone servers, unless you join somebody else on PC, because it's a completely. I'll say it's an experience. It's like a completely different game trying to play Fortnite on a mobile phone or an iPad.
It's like a torture device. Like it's a game but they've changed the controls to be really awkward. Just match
my first game, I was like, right, let's get right into the game, and I just landed Tilted Towers, the most
tilted place,
the most what's the word? Lots of people, the most congested place on the map. Most people go there, and it's just like there's nobody builds really on Fortnite because it's so impossible. I've tried building, like I did a bit of building, like when I got down to like the final people, I found that I could build a 1x1, but when I landed at like Snobby Shores, it was like we were just running at each other, trying to shoot each other, but we kept missing. And I feel like shotguns are like way more
prevalent.
Yeah, they're really useful in PC version, but when you're running at someone, just spam shooting like a tactical shotgun is going to be way more useful than a lot of other guns. Like I tried sniping on mobile, I had like a blue hunting rifle, but I kept like accidentally shooting off, going, oh shit. And I kind of gave that up.
So you have to pretend you're drunk.
Yeah.
Just pretend.
Actually, I as bad as building is, it's not actually too bad. Like I was expecting it to be horrendous, but it was like it's like the switching from shooting to building that's quite so. Once you get into the building mode, it's actually quite intuitive.
Right.
Like editing is like not that hard. Like the actual just tapping the screen and placing like building down is actually really good.
I've only ever seen like extensive building like on console. Like how do you switch to building on PC? Like is it like you just like you just press a button and it's just
you can keybind any of
okay.
You can do any input on PC.
Yeah.
So.
But like it switches to like a building mode, just like normal.
You can have a building mode on PC. And what I do, and a lot of other people do, is I just map each build to a specific key.
Oh, that's even better. Okay.
Yeah, so a wall is like Q, a floor is like F, V is like a round.
In that sense, then PC would dominate any.
And then so like compared to a mobile player, I could build a fort in about 3 seconds, and he's still like trying to jump up and down and trying to build a wall.
I reckon you still be a console player as well because you have to like scroll through it with like the L buttons and like switching to it.
So you know about the fact that people can plug like controlled peripherals into their phones. What they've said is Eric Williamson, one of the design leads on Battle Royale at Epic, has said their idea at the moment is controllers are disabled on mobile for now, but they think it would be a good idea if they place those players in a bucket, the same like matchmaking bucket as PS4 players, because they'd essentially be playing the same game, because their controls would be exactly the same. If they were using like a PS4 controller on the phone, the only difference would be that it was mobile. So
just slightly less polygons.
I think putting mobile players who use controllers with console players is actually a pretty good workaround and is a good idea. One thing I haven't seen anyone mention yet that I am so interested by is what's gonna happen when people stop emulating Fortnite. You know, there's a lot of phone emulators that exist. At the moment, it's currently in iOS, and I think it's harder to emulate iOS than it is Android.
Yeah, well, Android is like super easy to emulate. Like, it's almost designed to do it.
As soon as this comes out on Android and people are able to like easily emulate Fortnite mobile on PC, you might see like a huge increase of people playing on PC through a mobile emulator just to get like easy kills or whatever. Right? I'm wondering how they're going to work around that. If they're going to have like an authentication system to try and stop people emulating it. Like it's probably like a very small margin. Like it's going to be like a niche thing, but I think there definitely will be someone who will try it and make a clickbait YouTube thumbnail, be like playing Fortnite mobile on my PC, 1 million views. Yeah.
With a big circle and an arrow head showing.
If you want to see how it works, I got a PC Gamer article of someone playing it. So I'll just show you the images. So these are what help you. So you have like a button to crouch, you have a button to jump.
You have like a lot of screen real estate though.
This isn't always on your screen.
Okay.
This is just like these are always on your screen.
Right.
The joypad is on your screen when you move. So you move with an on-screen joypad with your left finger, and then the right finger you hold it down to aim, like where you're running or where you're shooting, and then you click it to shoot or swing your pickaxe, wherever you're holding. For like snipers, when you equip like a scoped rifle or a sniper, you'll have like a scope button, and you press that to go into the scoped mode. Or even if you're holding just like a normal M16 to like right trigger, aim down sight, there's like a button for that. Inventory's not too bad. In like the mobile version, you kind of automatically pick up guns. So you'll walk over guns and they'll get picked up, and doors will automatically open. That's like a huge bonus for this, because I think if you had to like open every door, it would be like really hard to play. They've done stuff like when you go near a chest just on the mobile version, there's like a chest indicator.
Right.
So it'll like pop up on your screen, so it goes, there's a chest around here.
Yeah.
To try and point you in the direction, because I know it can be hard. There's also like a gunshot indicator now. Which isn't
so like which direction it's coming from,
because you can hear gunshots really loudly, but sometimes it's hard to tell where they're coming from on a phone. So it's kind of got a gunshot indicator as well, which is kind of interesting to kind of help the mobile players on the mobile version. Of course, for the map, you just open the map. Gliding was kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah,
it's just like movement though.
Yeah, it's kind of just like move forward, but like trying to control where you're going on a glider while on a phone is kind of hard. I think you get it a lot easier with time though.
Yeah.
It's like, could you ever get to a point where you would be able to go against PC players? I don't think so.
Really bad PC players.
Yeah, I mean, you could put like a lot of time in this. Like I can put a lot of time into this to get good on the phone controls.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd want to.
Just plug a controller in.
If I was away and I wanted to play Fortnite and this was the only way to play, would I? I think
I'd just play other games.
No, if I was out of the house,
and
I was on my mobile.
Does mean that, but and you had other games on it as well, though. Would you choose to play Fortnite at that point?
I think I would choose to. I think if I was out and about, I think I would choose to maybe like carry like a controller around, and I'd just go into the bucket with the PS4 players, because then at that point your phone could become like a portable PS4, basically.
I have a question.
Or like they haven't said anything about this, but I think this could work on like a Switch.
Yeah, why isn't it coming to Switch?
It should be, but I mean,
maybe
we don't know about Nintendo.
Maybe Nintendo's vetoed it.
Hopefully not.
I doubt they would, to be honest. They wouldn't. It's not in their interests. Who knows?
I feel like surviving on like mobile is more a case of trying to avoid everyone than it is to fight people. There's like as I said before, there's heavy auto aim, like really heavy. It's super ridiculous. Like your gun's like you'll be aiming at someone else, but like magneting onto them because it's so hard to aim with the on-screen controllers. I did see like an article about like a joystick you can stick to your screen to use as like a physical joystick.
That pretends to be a finger on the screen.
Like haptic feedback when it comes to mobile controls is really important. To like physically feel a button will make it feel a lot better. That's why controllers are so good at their job, right? The people have been like memeing and shit posting about people who've like got their phone and they've like got a million wires plugged into it and they've got like a mouse and keyboard and they're gonna play on the mobile with a mouse and keyboard. I think that's fucking hilarious. But I would assume if they found anyone playing with a mouse and keyboard on mobile, they'd just put them in the same servers as PC players, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing. I tried about 3 games before I had to give up because my thumbs are hurting so bad because of having to constantly move them around.
Yeah, and you're holding it weirdly as well.
I'm holding it. I think it'll be a lot. I think it's a lot easier to control on phone. I said I've tested out my iPad because my phone is a piece of shit. It's like an iPhone 4, so it doesn't meet the minimum specs. But I think I have like an iPad 2 or something. It looks pretty okay on that. I mean, it doesn't look anything like it does on PC, but it looks, it kind of looks like the same game but on mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same.
So we'll just move on to the last bit of Fortnite. No, actually, the second last. The new patch came out and they released remote explosives. If you look at this video. You can now get remote explosives that you can explode at will. Hey, that's the new money emote. I think it's pretty cool. At first I was kind of unsure about this. I was like, I don't really know where it fits in, but actually I think it's a really cool item.
But there's already traps in the game, so it really just like fits in like to a similar niche.
Because it's way more versatile than like a spike trap.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's like a better spike trap, but it takes up a slot.
It takes up a slot, and you get 4 of them.
Hmm.
When you pick them up, and you can hold a maximum of 10. But like some really cool things that you couldn't do before, like I've done what I'm now calling the James Bond move, is what I've named it. But it's like I build up into the sky, I put down I place explosives at the base of the tower like George W. Bush did. And I go up there, and then I jump up the jump pad.
Yeah.
And then I fly off, and then as soon as I land, I detonate the explosives so nobody else can use the jump pad.
Anyone follows, even if you just
there's been like there's so much possibility of people who like get like a bush and put. Dave tried to do this, but his plan didn't go too well because he was like hiding in a bush and he put like a bunch of C4 around a chest waiting for someone to walk up to it. And then nobody came because the circle was coming and it didn't go too well. But I think there's a lot of really cool scenarios with C4 you can do.
Is it useful? Like, say you just happen to be at the bottom of like an enemy tower and you see they haven't seen you yet, but there's people on top of it. Could you use C4 to just blow up the base of that as well? And
you'll blow up the base, and as soon as you destroy the base of a building, it all disappears. So what some people have been doing is they'll set up C4. Explode it and then place a trap beneath it, a spike trap, so they fall.
That's clever.
And then if they don't take enough full damage to kill them, they'll get hit by the spike trap and kill them.
That's clever.
Another one I saw was like a guy was throwing down C4 in like duos, I think it was. So he blew this guy up, he got knocked down, and then he immediately put like a fort around him and just put a bunch of spike traps around him. So he just like instantly died to the trap. And what I love about Fortnite is that there's only 5 inventory slots.
Yeah.
So this game really gives you the tools to play the way you want to play, and they've kind of showed this before. I will mention someone found a bug with the boogie bomb, my favorite item, that made it so you could carry like infinite weapons, and they've removed it temporarily from the game.
Infinite weapons.
Yeah, they made it so it was a bug where you could just keep picking up weapons.
Oh, okay.
And it was like a huge. So they've disabled it temporarily, and I'm kind of annoyed because it's my favourite weapon.
It's a great weapon.
The boogie bomb is temporarily disabled.
It's my favourite weapon as well. Just no one uses it enough though.
They removed smoke grenades this patch as well.
They were overpowered, weren't they?
No, they were shit. Nobody used them.
Well, yeah, they're shit and you can't see shit. My problem with them.
Okay, but Dave was like was upset because he couldn't vape anymore.
But why have they removed it then? If no one used them, it's just that it's not
because they were cluttering up. The problem was when you open a chest and you get smoke grenades, you're like, this is useless. Basically,
you don't want to ever have a useless thing coming out of a chest. Basically,
they weren't being used; they were just in the way. And if nobody's using something and it's just creating bad gameplay scenarios for other people, what they do is they're putting it in the vault and they're going to rework it in a way that people will use it.
Yeah,
that's what they've said.
That's
so
cool.
it will be coming back when they've found a way to kind of rebalance the item so that people want to use it. But what I was going to say is they've showed that they allow different play styles, because in this patch, because you have to make choices every time you pick up an item, because you only have 5 slots, right?
Yeah.
So last patch they added an aggressive option. They added the proximity mines, and these allow you to go aggressive, put them down, jump on people, and these are like the aggressive explosives, or aggressively push people out of their bases. And this time they've gone complete 180, and they've gone the opposite direction. They've said, here's a really defensive explosive, and they're giving you these tools to play the game that you want to play. If you want to play like a slow, stealthy kind of set up explosives and wait for someone to come kind of tactic, cool, here's a tool for that. It's going to take a weapon slot. Here, if you want to play really aggressively, here's proximity mines. Here's another weapon slot that you can choose to use. Because one of the things people are complaining about is like, oh, I don't have enough weapon slots to carry all this stuff. It's like, you do, you just choose not to because you prefer to play the game in a different way.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree that the smokes were in such a bad slot that nobody wanted to pick them up.
I think a lot of grenades were like not really worth picking up.
Well,
like
I saw like a stream, the streamer Ninja, who's like the biggest Fortnite streamer at the moment. He was doing a stream with some devs from Epic, and he talked to them and said some people were saying like, do you think they will ever add in a grenade slot? You can just put all your grenades into a slot, and he was saying like, I don't want that. I think that giving you unique decisions to make is a really interesting part of the game, and I'd have to say I agree with that.
Yeah, it makes the game way more tactical.
People are saying like, oh, the boogie bomb, they've nerfed it twice, it's underpowered. And I'm like, I can't use it anymore. And it's like, well, I can, because I mean, I can use it. It's got a high skill cap.
Your entire build is based around it.
Yeah, I'm always using the Fortnite Fever skin, and I'm always dancing.
That's the one. That's the one.
But I can, because I'm like, well, I'll drop like another aggressive weapon in order to carry the boogie bomb. Like, I have to make that tactical choice, or maybe I'll drop one of my meds to carry like an aggressive option.
But because you like it so much, like, right, I want this in my inventory.
It allows me to play my play style.
Yeah.
By giving up another option that I have, and it's all about choosing the different ways you want to play the game. And so far, Fortnite has been really good at this, not forcing you into one way of playing the game, but not also giving you 100 options in your inventory straight away that anyone can use. It's making you make, it's forcing you to make your own choices on what you want to carry, and I think that's really cool. Another thing they added was the supply llama. It's basically what this is at the start of the match. 3 llamas spawn randomly on the map, and if you open them, you get 500 materials of each thing, 3 supplies, a bunch of ammo, and it's basically just like a way to make it so people have a bit more materials. It's just like a nice little find the llama thing. I actually kind of like them. I haven't seen one yet.
They really stand out, Eric, I guess.
But on the entire map, every game, only 3 spawn, and each spot is completely random. It's very rare for 2 of them to spawn near each other.
Yeah.
But it does happen sometimes. There's new skins and shit. Is there anything else in this patch? Blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. The new Blitz game mode, basically they're making an even shorter Battle Royale game mode, where the storm's quicker, higher loot chances, launchpad spawns go higher. I wish launchpad spawns were higher on the base game as well, because they're quite rare at the moment.
Bush is quite rare as well, is that?
No, bushes are really common and nobody wants to pick them up.
It feels bad, man. I really like bushes.
Yeah, and it enables a unique way of playing, because there is bush people who will take bushes and wear them.
Yeah, I just like the paranoia that I have when I watch.
Every time I see a bush.
Is that someone? Is that a bush? Is that a person? I love that.
Well, Dave had I think it's on his YouTube, but he just uploaded a video where he was like, Joe, did you see that? And I was like, what? And he was like, hang on, I'm going to have to show this footage back. He's recording for like Plays TV.
Yeah.
And I was watching this footage back, and you see Dave's shadow. And I was like, oh, it's Dave's shadow. And then you see someone stood behind him, and he notices at the last second. He's like, where the fuck is this guy? Like, it was really creepy that you could just see this guy's shadow, but he had no idea where he was. I thought that was quite cool.
Not a place that I see enough, but okay.
The final Fortnite topic is Fortnite E3. 50 celebs versus 50 pro Fortnite gamers, one victory royale. So I think it's going to be the 50-50 game mode. And hopefully it'll be a fun shit show. Like, do you remember the Battlefield 1 event at the previous E3 where Snoop Dogg went and he was smoking weed and everyone was getting high off Snoop Dogg's weed? Terry Crews was converted to PC gaming.
That was a magical moment, that one.
But the big thing, I'm definitely going to be watching E3 this year just for the shit show. It usually is E3 bingo, of course. The podcast will be reporting on.
Yeah, E3 is great for memes, I think. Well, not real memes, I guess, but it's funny regardless.
But the big thing that's hidden in this Fortnite E3 kind of post is the fact they say at the bottom, one more thing, deals on the first season of competitive play coming in the next few weeks. Fortnite has announced that they are making a competitive mode. There will be a competitive Battle Royale game, and we've never seen a competitive ranked Battle Royale game. So we have no idea what this is going to look like. How are you going to judge someone's skill based on a game with 99 other people where they can fly into a game and then instantly die because they don't get a shotgun?
Yeah, there's some accuracy though you can measure. There's some other stuff you can measure.
It's going to be really interesting to see, and I'm definitely going to be participating because I fucking love Fortnite and I love getting better at Fortnite. It's like I have like 200 hours in the game. And every time I play or I watch other people, I'm like, well, I didn't know you could do that. Like, I'm always like learning new ways to play, and I think that's fantastic. We're going to the first main topic of today, which is Google and Ubisoft have partnered up to create a agonist. I think apparently it's the Greek word for contest or gathering. But they've teamed up to get an open source multiplayer dedicated game server host built on Kubernetes. So this is going to be huge. I think at the moment most online game servers are based on Amazon cloud servers. But now that Google and Ubisoft have come together to make this, they may be able to rival some of these big cloud-based servers. Going to help people create their own dedicated gaming servers for games like Battlefield or Counter-Strike as well. Might be able to use this to make their own servers as well. So I think this is pretty cool. It's a pretty big announcement that Google and Ubisoft are working together.
It makes sense though, because like a lot of live services are going seem to be popping up. So you need these big dedicated things to be able to host all of these things, right? Yeah. So I understand why. I find it odd it's Ubisoft, like no one else. I don't know. Do you find that weird?
I mean, Ubisoft agreed to help them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know much about the technical sides. Kubernetes or anything like that. But it seems like a good idea to have competition. You don't want a monopoly on like game servers, so.
No.
Any competition or things or especially open source stuff that's gonna help people learn how to make game servers better is always going to be good. So this is definitely a good thing. I'm still a bit uneducated about game server technicals, so I'll leave that to other people to talk about. But speaking of Ubisoft, Ubisoft has announced The Division 2 from Massive Entertainment, people who made The Division 1.
Weird name. The devs.
Well, they're massive. They're not a small dev team. They're massive.
How big is the dev team? I want to know now. Seems the Division 1 was like really
underwhelming.
That implies that you expected something from it.
I think there was definitely like a backswing though when they did like the DLC. I think there was a lot of positive reception for the DLC, and I think that was enough to warrant a Division 2 from the community of people who wanted to get it.
The people who like it are hoping that they learned from the DLCs basically instead of the base game.
I'm hoping they've learnt from the downgrade not to go to E3. They're probably going to be at E3 with the Division 2, and they're going to show like this crazy game where the bullets on the doors move, and then it's going to be downgraded when it actually comes out. I hope we don't have a downgrade 2.
Is that what we're calling this? Downgrade 2?
Well,
the downgrade.
The Tom Clancy's the downgrade 1, was definitely a disappointment. But I'm hoping we don't see like a bunch of fake E3 footage like there was from the first game. And I hope they've learned from the mistakes of the first game, and they've learned from the DLC that people enjoyed to create a better Division 2. If that's the case, then we might see a good game. But you know, Ubisoft can always fuck it up. So.
I will give them some leeway on it, because I know like they're developing it, and it is like a vertical slice, and they haven't made the game yet. I will give them some leeway just because of that. Like, they don't know what the game's going to be afterwards. They have to normally downscale their ideas, but yeah.
I don't think we know anything about it other than they will. Yeah, they're going to be at E3 2018 in June.
Then.
So we will see more about the Division at E3.
I want to see their massive development team.
I want to see what's her name, the woman who always goes on stage for Ubisoft.
Oh no, well, she wasn't there last year, was she?
I think they got rid of her.
I can't remember her name at all.
It's like she's like Lana Kane in Archer. I'll just look it up quickly. I'll just look up Lana Kane. Aisha Taylor, that's the one. Sorry, got a name for it a little bit, but Aisha Taylor is always there for the memes in Ubisoft.
Isn't that Tyler, not Taylor? I don't
know. Aisha Tyler.
Wait,
did I say Taylor?
Whoa, season of Ghost Whisperer.
Yeah, right. She's like a big actress. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. Oh yeah, so we had the Nintendo Direct, and one of the big things announced at Nintendo Direct was Super Smash Bros. Coming to Switch. They showed off new Splatoon characters. They showed like Splatoon characters, and then they saw the giant Smash Bros. Logo in the sky. I can't show you the video because we will be copyright striked by Nintendo. So I chose this image.
If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch it. Everyone else has seen it.
Because they showed like a silhouette of a bunch of like Nintendo characters, and everyone's like speculating of who's going to be in the next Smash Bros. And people are shit posting like Shrek's going to be in the next Smash Bros. I thought that was pretty funny.
I like the Pokemon ones that I've seen. They're always good.
Can we get Bubba Ducky?
I want Diglett in a car.
Diglett. There's Pokemon Trainer, but he's Charizard. He's Charizard, Squirtle, and the other one. Ivysaur, Venusaur. One of the evolutions of the Leaf one that nobody cares about because everyone picked Charmander.
To be fair, the Leaf one isn't powerful until later in the game, so it's kind of yeah.
Anyway, but we don't know if it's a new Smash Bros. Or it's just a port of the Wii U version. So we'll have to wait and see. I think people were thinking it might be a new version, but they're not sure. I don't think it's confirmed yet. If you want to know anything more about the Nintendo stuff, there's one thing we'll talk about quickly. But there was a Nintendo Direct, so you can watch that, and you can watch all the announcements if you're interested in Nintendo news. That's the wrong one. So we'll go on to Crash Bandicoot was also announced for Switch and Nintendo Direct, but they announced the multi-platform trailer. It was also announced for Xbox One and PC. We are seeing Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy coming to PC, and there's big speculation now on whether we'll get mod support for PC. I think there's definitely gonna be modders for this game. Someone was saying they wanted to like mod the original soundtrack into the new version on Steam.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm gonna love to play this on PC. I've been holding out for this game.
You wished for it so hard they've finally done it.
I wished it into existence. Yeah. This came out. We talked about the rumors before, didn't we? Like a couple of weeks ago that said it was coming to PC, and it looks like that was true. It is coming to PC now, so that's pretty good news for Crash fans like myself, who've played the best Crash game, Crash Bash, the 4-player co-op party game.
Yeah, definitely the best one.
I saw Crash Bash being sped run at like one of the SGDQs, and it was like over 8 hours long. Like me and Andy were watching it, and it's like, I'm going to bed, Joe. Like he got to that point where it's just like, I can't watch Crash Bash be a 100% speed run anymore. But yeah, I'm excited to play Crash Bandicoot again. But what A previous slide was. Oh, did you have anything else?
No, I'd say it's nice that they're actually bringing the old good games back. That we don't have any good games released currently.
I will be interested to see if the PC version has higher fidelity models or advanced options or workshop support. These are the things I'm going to be looking out for on the port.
Can I make a guess?
What?
None of those things are going to be in it.
Okay, we'll see. We've had a fantastic Bayonetta port.
Yeah.
And Vanquish port.
I give you that. I think...
Apart from the fact that frame rate was tied to how much damage you take.
Yeah.
Until they fixed it.
Yeah. I think there'll be sayings for it, and that's it.
Okay. So the next topic is we've got our first news about Valve's Dota children's card game.
That's its official name, right?
Wait, I've gone the wrong way. There we go. Valve's Artifact. So I'll just give you some of the news we know about it now. It will cost money to buy the game. It is not free to play. They've said specifically it's going to use Steam Marketplace trading to trade cards that you don't want. And Gabe Newell has said, we really want to stay away from pay to win. That's a big,
we don't want to be like Hearthstone.
Their design philosophy. They've bought, I can't remember his name, but they've bought out over a Magic the Gathering designer to help them make this game. So I have a lot of faith in Valve's ability to make games and Magic the Gathering developer ability to make a competent
Can I just say that I'm actually interested in Artifact. I
know
when it came out, people were like, "Oh, this isn't what I expected."
Oh, the trailer at the International.
I never understood that. I was like, "This was interesting."
Because Valve's the biggest PC gaming behemoth of all time. They own Steam.
Yeah.
They made some of the best games of all time, the best single player experiences of all time. You know, you've got the Paul franchise, the Half-Life franchise, the Left 4 Dead is okay franchise, TF2. You know, all these great all these great amazing games that they could be developing sequels for, and then they go, we're making a card game version of Dota. It was kind of disappointing.
I guess, yeah. I just they don't like making sequels though. I don't think. Not anymore, anyway.
What imagine if I don't know, Ratchet and Clank was making they kept making loads of games. They had a big event, and then they were like, we're making Ratchet and Clank.
It's kind of like Naughty Dog though. It's like, we've made these 3 or 4 games that are really good, but now we're going to move on and never touch the games that you like again.
If Ratchet and Clank was like, we're now making a 2D mobile game that's Clicker Heroes.
If it looked great though, I'd be in.
Maybe they actually did. Do you remember we saw that when we were looking up Ratchet and Clank games? We saw they made a mobile.
Oh
game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway,
we will never know.
There will be no extensive single-player mode in Valve's Artifact. There will just be some sort of quick tutorial system to get you in the game, and then they've said that they want to make it all about players versus players.
Yeah.
The whole game experience is going to be learn to play the game, and then it's going to be PvP, playing against other players with your decks. You're able to build your own decks. It's based on a spell system, so there'll be red, blue, green, and one other color.
Black.
Shock. Red, green, black, and blue, as per Magic. Each colour has its own personality, which themes what its cards accordingly do.
To me, it seems like a weird combination of lane-based Hearthstone and Magic.
So you kind of have 3 fronts where you place creeps and heroes on 3 different lanes.
Yeah. And
in each lane you have a 40 health tower. And this is kind of your win condition, is you can attack your enemy's tower if he doesn't have a hero or a creep in your way, and the way you do that is you have strength and health on your creeps and heroes, and you kind of defeat them to get to their tower and start doing damage to it. And if you destroy 2 towers, you win the game, but that's not the only win condition. If you destroy a tower, it is then replaced by an ancient with 80 health. And so killing a single ancient also wins you the game.
Oh, okay.
So even if you've already lost a lane, you still have to defend it, because there's a chance that they can kill the ancient and win through that lane.
I quite like the fact that you have to kill 2 or 3, because it doesn't mean you can just stack. Say you lose one, and it doesn't mean you can just stack all your defense against just one other one. You have to defend still 2 of them.
You have to keep defending your other.
So it keeps the game going the same rate. It's kind of a good idea.
Artifact, as I said before, will focus on PC. It's going to come out in 2018. The mobile version will come later in around 2019. There's if you want to go into like find a lot of detail, there is a really great video by Valve News Network who goes over all the rules that we understand so far from it, and he goes over everything. There's like a it's similar to Dota where there's like a gold phase when you go and you buy items. It's kind of confusing for me at the moment because I haven't played it.
Yeah,
but from everything we've had released, it's like we kind of understand some of the mechanics. Like there's a mana system where you start at 3, and it's kind of like Hearthstone where you get like a mana each turn.
Yeah,
which you can use to cast spells.
Then the spells are different colours.
Yeah, but that's kind of everything we understand about Artifact, the Valve
card. I don't know, it
seems
so far really interesting to me. It's like a really weird
way of doing it. Of course, you can always read articles or watch Valve News Network's video on Artifact if you're interested in learning more about it. I'm definitely going to be interested to, like, when they release. I don't know if they'll release a beta for this. They released a beta for Dota 2, but I don't know if they'll do a beta to try and.
There'll be artifact keys. That's going to be the new.
Yeah, it's the new Dota 2 keys are going to be the new artifact beta keys.
Until they remove them. Rest in peace, Dota 2 keys.
But the next topic is Valve apparently has Dota 2 and the Source 2 engine running on mobile devices. Other mobile ports are possible. So they've said that they want to release Artifact on phones and tablets.
Yeah.
In 2019. So there's a high possibility Artifacts can be running on Source 2. Apparently,
or if not, it will be.
There's a funny quote from Gabe Newell in this article. He's saying basically he mentions that they got Dota 2 running on a tablet. But it's pretty much impossible to control on a tablet, Dota 2.
Yeah.
But yeah. Quick Steam news. Steam database on Twitter is now possible to buy and sell multiple trading cards at once on the Steam market. Someone says, "Thank God, 3 years."
Yeah, I've been wanting that for quite a while.
Just quickly, TF2 news quickly. We're always talking about how TF2 is always in the top 7 games on Steam. It has so many concurrent players that it's always on the top 7 games on Steam. TF2 team recently kicked out 20,000 idling accounts. If you don't know what an idling account is, basically what you can do on TF2 is you have a set number of drops each week. You can idle on the game to get drops, and then you can sell them and trade them up for the economy.
Right.
And as soon as these 20,000 idling accounts were kicked out, the economy kind of crashed. The price of keys went up massively.
It completely fucked everything up, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Because there was so much less metal.
Yeah.
So it kind of like fucked over the economy. I don't know if the price of keys went up or down, but I know it fucked the economy. I don't want to say things that aren't true, but if you watch Valve News Network TF2 update video, he goes into detail. If you ever want to watch Valve News, basically watch Valve News Network, because he goes over everything Valve News. He also does a second channel called Nintendo News Network as well. So like he does like a lot of like news about different companies. But that's why TF2 was always in like the top 7 games on Steam, is because like 20,000 players were like idle accounts.
Yeah.
And it's now the concurrent numbers of players has dropped dramatically. Now we know why TF2 is so popular.
Yeah, now we know. Is the economy still fucked then?
I don't know if it's regained. It's probably nowhere near where it was.
Yeah.
We'll have to see as time goes on. I don't follow the TF2 hat economy too closely. We'll keep an eye on. I used to trade. A lot. I used to go into TF2 and I would just sit in trading servers spamming like trading hat for 2 ref, or trying to. I traded up a lot actually. I kept trading and eventually I got an unusual hat until it was scammed from me. And I was like, right, fuck this game.
How did it scam from you?
Well, before,
is that the thing that you could like remove what you're getting and you didn't read it properly?
This was before the Steam trading had like extra security steps. Like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, It was before that point, and I was like trying to get these. I was training for earbuds, which. So if you don't know anything about the TF2 economy, basically, when TF2 came out on Mac years ago, you could get these cool Mac earbuds, and because nobody played TF2 on Mac, they only did the promotion for a short time if you logged in on a Mac to TF2, and it cost money back then. It wasn't free to play, I don't think, when the promotion came out. So if you had TF2 on a Mac, you got these earbuds, and because there were so few people who had these earbuds, they were actually in quite high demand. It made them very valuable. So like the cost of like an unusual hat would be like one earbud.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get an earbud. I didn't like my hat. I was trying to like change it to another one.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Like for like.
But I got scammed. Because I was like trading. He was like, hurry, fast, and I was actually like, I remember what I was doing at the time because I was quite devastated. I was like watching, Serenity, the film.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, the Firefly film.
Yeah.
I remember I was just like, I was so upset. I was like, fuck this. I got scammed.
Okay. Never again.
Next topic is VR. So basically, Oculus, I think it was a couple weeks back now. They had a error basically rendering like a bunch of Oculus Rifts useless overnight. And in order to counteract this, eventually Oculus published a repair tool to patch the massive error and offered $15 store credit for the Oculus Store for anyone whose Rift was out of service during the time. It was like, if you used your Rift after like February 15th or something, you were eligible for this store credit for the massive outage that happened. I got an email telling me about like the update basically because I have the DK2 and the Dev Kit 2 down there, so they were like emailing me about that. I haven't used it in a while. I don't know if I have to use this repair tool if I ever want to use the Dev Kit 2 again. This might just be for the official Oculus launch. But I thought it was kind of interesting that an error overnight like killed like almost everyone's Rifts. And they were like, oh shit, this is like a massive fatal error, basically.
There's some crazy error, though. Wait. Out of nowhere, then it happened to almost everyone.
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of people. Just find that really weird, like, just the timing of it. Just. I don't really understand, really.
Yeah, but they're basically, it was like manually updating the software was only necessary if you were unable to use the desktop app. Otherwise, it would update itself to the new version. A big thing for me personally in VR news is budget cuts. The game everyone was wondering about, and it was like we saw like this amazing demo for this game. My personal favorite VR experience of all time, playing Budget Cuts. It's a really cool game.
Demo's really good.
It's really good, but basically after that demo came out, they went like radio silent. They were like one of the big featured demos when Steam VR came out. Lots of people played this game, but apparently, what's going to happen is Budget Cuts will be featured at GDC, and it's on track for a 2018 launch. So we might be able to see the finished Budget Cuts this year. They've finally broken their radio silence kind of on Budget Cuts, and we're going to see more about it after the 2016 pre-alpha trailer. It was like that long ago. It was like
wasn't the last time like we heard something about it? Wasn't from them, but it was like Gabe Newell talking at like a thing that he invited people to, and there's like he was just like referring to them as like, oh, so they're still going, I guess.
Yeah,
it was like that was like the last news we had.
We're gonna see them. We're gonna see them at it was Neat Corp co-founder Joachim Holmer recently tweeted the new Budget Cut content will be featured at GDC in a panel. So we will see like a new demo or something like that. So next news is about Call of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered listing was spotted by IGN. We have potential that they are going to remaster Modern Warfare 2 similar to the way they remastered Modern Warfare 1.
You mean hold it to ransom and put it with another game?
I doubt that they will put Modern Warfare 2 Remastered with Call of Duty Black Ops. Well, they might tie it to Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
We're just gonna refer to it as Call of Duty or Duty.
Call of Duty. What, in honor of the poo scooping service that was sued by
I think
Call
if
of
you're gonna
Duty.
sue it to get your rights back, then you have it implies that they want that name. I think it's heavily implied.
But this is just a rumor. It was listed with the prices of £17, so it might be like a standalone game given that price.
Yeah, I guess.
But there's no comment on that at the moment. But the big news was Call of Duty Black Ops 4. If you're a Call of Duty fan, there is another Black Ops game. So maybe they will tie this to the new game, or it might be standalone. We don't know yet. I personally haven't played a Call of Duty game in like 10 or something like crazy like that. It must have been like a long time like since I played a Call of Duty game. Like when did Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is probably the last game I played, which was about
2009.
Yes, it was like it was like 9 years ago. It's almost 10 years now.
That's pretty crazy.
But for Call of Duty fans out there, there's another Black Ops coming if you enjoy that, and also that Black Ops 4 will be on Battle.net. It looks like Black Ops 4 will be available on Battle.net. You spotted the Call of Duty website now lets you link your Blizzard Battle.net account on the website. This could be potentially to do with Call of Duty trying to get into esports and trying to give you rewards through your Battle.net account. They've also hinted massively about Call of Duty Black Ops 4 having a Battle Royale mode. Because basically they were like, oh, Battle Royale games are really popular right now. As Call of Duty 4 are going to be have Battle Royale, and they're like, yeah, well, maybe it will. Maybe it will. They've like heavily hinted towards it, so looks like Call of Duty's cashing in on the Battle Royale craze. Speaking of the Battle Royale craze, comes H1Z1. We talked about it last podcast.
We did.
The Auto Royale Battle Royale, where it was like Mario Kart-esque cars going up ramps, getting power-ups, shooting each other. It's now free to play, complete free to play. I have downloaded H1Z1 now.
You've actually downloaded it?
If it's free to play, I'll try it out. Usually, if something goes free to play,
how
it
big
looks
was
interesting. I think it was a few gigabytes. Okay. It wasn't too small. It wasn't too big. I would have to look it up.
It was just right. You sound like Goldilocks.
It was Goldilocks too. Yeah. I'd have to look it up.
Very informative. Okay, well, I'm glad it was just right.
I would have to look it up, but I don't. It wasn't too big and it wasn't too small.
Well, you're saying it's just right, yeah.
I'm happy. It was around like 10 gigabytes or something.
I'm happy with that classification.
Point. I am not concreting on a number right now, but it's pretty cool. They've had like it got a lot of negative reviews when it went free to play because people were pissed off that they paid money for the game.
They not give anything to the people who previously bought it.
I don't know what's going on there. I don't know enough about the game. I haven't played it yet, but I think a lot of people were like, we haven't been compensated and people are getting this game for free. Fuck you, basically. Same thing happens all the time when it
happened with TF2.
Yeah, it happened with TF2 where people are like, I paid for TF2 and I was like, yeah, whatever. It means more people playing the game.
You played it early.
I played TF2 in 2007 when it first released.
Yeah.
So, and I think it was still worth buying it even when it went free to play. So yeah. I don't mind paying.
I find it odd that weird mentality is like, because games eventually almost become free in like some situations. Like you can like pick it up for like $1.
You think it's weird when somebody pays for a game and eventually other people get it for free?
Yeah, and then they don't complain about like single player games or like games you buy like on a disc. Like they don't complain about that. It's just odd, this weird PC or live service sort of aspect. I
understand because it would be annoying if like say you went to a bakery and you kept buying for a loaf of bread, and then one day they were like, every loaf of bread from now on is free. It's like, well, if I just waited, I would have got free bread. It was like, well, if you hadn't have waited, you'd also not had all that bread before.
Well, you might not, but in that situation as well, the bread can run out. Yeah. And before you were guaranteed to get the bread, and now you don't guarantee to get the bread. It's an
interesting analogy I've just come up with, but basically...
But there's infinite bread, but you had the bread early, though, so you had to taste it early. You were basically... paying to get the bread early, I think. And I think that's fine.
You've got the sourdough maturing,
Yeah.
ready for that good bread.
I don't think you can really complain that you get to play it early and then now it's free. Like, now that the price has changed. Like, do people complain when...
hang on. They had an appreciation pack for people who already had the game.
I guess it wasn't enough?
But basically, it's now free to play, and then you can get like a bronze edition, silver edition, gold edition, pay for like a bunch of transaction stuff.
There was like an MMO that did that a couple of years ago, or like last year or something, and just like they added like a basically another tier to it. So like because it went from you had to buy it and subscribe to it to just you buy it, and then like the people who previously bought it and were subscribed to it get extra stuff that you have to then buy like pay DLC for now. It's like that's probably the best way of doing it. Sounds like that's what they sort of are doing. I don't know. I either way, I don't think you can really complain, but that's just my opinion.
But I think because one thing I was going to mention was that it's now that it's gone free to play, it's given a lot of money to like streamers to stream it. It's got a lot of what are they called in business terms? Influencers have been paid.
Is that what they're called?
Influencers have been paid, sponsored to pay H1Z1 Auto Royale.
Sponsored means paid. That's fine.
But it's so funny now when you had that big thing about Instagram stars and stuff like that not putting their endorsements in their like posts saying that they were sponsored to say this. Now that everyone on Twitch streams was sponsored, it's like H1Z1 Auto Royale #ad bracket sponsored.
Yeah.
Like they make it obviously clear that it's being sponsored now. Whereas in the past you'd see like a cool new game on Steam on being streamed, and you're like, well, then there's a chance that they might be getting sponsored to play this.
Yeah, I think it's better that it's transparent because, like, even if it's a new game, I don't care that it's being sponsored. Personally,
I can't listen to that word without
what?
There's a guy on Twitch called Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
The less said about that, the better. But
did we compete with him at some point?
No, he crashed Twitch when we were trying to stream once.
Yeah.
When he came back from his long awaited stream, but it's kind of a meme, the word transparent on Twitch, that's all I'll say. To not get in trouble. If you just look up Dr. Disrespect and transparency. Anyway, talking about Battle Royale games. We got PUBG's 2018 roadmap. They've released all the things that they're going to be adding in 2018. Some of the big things they said they've been adding was, of course, they were updating the models of houses, how they're rendered to make them look better. The big thing was they're making a brand new map, and it's 4x4 kilometers. So it's a way smaller map, and it's a more intense and fast-paced Battle Royale experience, because one of the big criticisms of PUBG from a lot of players was it's too slow. Like, a lot of people wanted like a more fast-paced Battle Royale game, and a lot of those people were going more towards like the Fortnite or the H1Z1, like way more fast-paced.
Yeah. I think I understand that.
They've added the brand new emote system. They have like an emote wheel, and
that's never been done before.
It's never been done before.
That's
the thing I find weird is like PUBG's like this massive behemoth, 3 million concurrent players, biggest Battle Royale in the game, and it's like Epic makes Fortnite, and it's kind of small, and they're like, you're stealing our ideas, you bastard. And then it's like, Fortnite is like insanely popular, it gets to a point where it's more watched on Twitch than PUBG. It becomes to a point where Fortnite is like undoubtedly the most popular Battle Royale game, and now PUBG's making updates where they're making a smaller, more fast-paced game, and they're adding emote wheels, and it's like, well, you're kind of doing what Fortnite and H1Z1 have done and made smaller, more fast-paced games. And before you were like calling them out for copying you, but now you're behind. Fine. Now you're behind them. You're kind of copying them a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think this interests me because I always hated how slow PUBG was. That was like a big thing holding me back.
Just big empty maps in a way.
So I did play a lot of PUBG before I played Fortnite. I had about, well, I'd say a lot. I mean, around 50 to 60 hours.
It's enough to play. You understand the game.
It's a lot for someone who's more casual, but for like a hardcore PUBG player, like got over 1,000 hours. That's so fucking casual. I think like when we saw like the co-optional podcast games of 2017, Krendel was like, I've played 1,000 hours of PUBG this year. Like, it was like the only game he played, basically. But I'd be really interested. Like, when a Battle Royale game says we're gonna make an option for you to play the game in a more interesting way, like H1Z1's going, we're gonna go this auto royale game mode and we're going free to play. Like, well, I'll test it out and I'll play it. And it's like PUBG, we're gonna make a smaller map that's more, it's much faster, it's more action packed. I'm like, well, maybe I'll come and play that again because I do like playing first person battle royale games, which is something that Fortnite has not delved into yet. But some other things that they have done is they've added. They're going to add new vehicles and guns. They're working on adding more game modes for PUBG. They want to add achievements, in-game friends list, squad voice chat and main menu. They're working on limb and vehicle bullet penetration on the test servers. They're overhauling the whole third-person and first-person animation systems, making them look better. They're overhauling the parachute system, and thank God, because the amount of times that I would parachute into like a fucking tree and just get like bugged out of the game, or whatever.
Okay.
Stability and optimization and security. They're working to stabilize the game. That's always been like one of the big problems with PUBG is how buggy it was. So hopefully they can get that doing. Sound. They're changing vehicle sounds, making it easier to tell when they're moving. Esports ready, by the way.
Esports ready?
No, it's not. You remember
version of esports
you remember when
ready.
PUBG came out and it was like this broken, buggy mess, and they were like, and the big thing everyone remembers and memes on is that they said it was an esports ready game. But now in this, they're saying seriously, we're not an esports ready game. They've kind of stepped back and said, we thought that we were going to be this immediate big esports because we were such a big game, and we're like, you see this a lot when games that are really big just try and force themselves to be an esport when they're not in that spot. It's like you're not there yet. Even if you have the player base, you're not going to force yourself to be an esport. Like we saw this with Overwatch, wasn't like forcing itself to be an esports, and it's slowly gaining momentum with like the Overwatch League now.
A lot of money for slow momentum on that front.
Yeah, I think buy-ins were like buying like in the 20 millions or something. Yeah, league. Like it's like when a company exists on like venture capitalists and they just pull all this money out of angel investors, and like it's like I don't know if the Overwatch League is ever going to make a profit. Maybe it has. Maybe it's just going to be this big failure. You never know. So next topic is we'll go over EA quickly, and then I think I'll end it because there's a lot of news I have to go through. So I think we'll save this for next week.
Yeah, the other stuff I want to get into a little bit more anyway, and I think that can easily wait.
Okay, so we'll just go over it. So Origin Access, as you know, I'm an Origin Access subscriber. I think it's an awesome service, and all of the Batman games are getting added to this, or 6 of them. I don't know if there's more. Other than the Telltale ones, which are not.
There's 6 of them.
Well, this is Warner Brothers. So there's the 3 Arkham games, excluding Arkham Knight.
Yeah,
and
it's like Arkham on the
Asylum,
island. Arkham
Asylum,
Arkham
Arkham
City,
and Arkham Origins, and the 3 Lego Batman game trilogy.
Okay.
So Lego Batman 2, Lego Batman 3.
No one wants to play Knights anyway.
Well, I think it's too new to go into Access. Kind of holding back on that.
It's too shit.
And available soon will be The Witness, Out of the Park Baseball 19. No idea what that is. Lost Castle, Bulletstorm Light Edition. You know, when they re-released Bulletstorm. Wasteland.
So this is
these are ones coming soon.
No, I'm still trying to get my head around the light version, other than just the normal version.
There was like a weird thing.
Yeah, they need
where you could buy like. It's like it costs less. Bulletstorm, because there was Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition.
Yeah.
Bulletstorm Light. Here we go. Bulletstorm Light. What is this? Solved. Looks like it might be without multiplayer. Okay, so It's basically just Bulletstorm but without the multiplayer, so it's just Bulletstorm, which is cool. I'll try it out. Maybe we can spotlight it if I remember. You'll have to remind me. But it's available soon, so I can't do it now.
Yeah,
nice try, Tony. We can't do Bulletstorm Spotlight right now in the middle of the podcast.
We can spotlight the Batman game there.
I think Arkham Asylum is like competition for one of the greatest games.
I really
fantastic.
I like both Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Like they're both completely different genres, but they do it like they're both really well done in my opinion.
I will talk about Batman Arkham Origins at one point, but it will be in its own entire separate video.
It's not a spotlight.
No, I won't talk about the game, but I'll talk about my experience with the game and why that's important. And you'll understand when you see the video if it ever exists.
Where? Because on your own channel.
The video is super ambitious. I'm gonna have to put a lot of work into it.
But it's on your own channel,
which means that it will never exist. I'm too lazy.
It will exist.
But yeah, Origin Access Vault is getting way cooler. So EA recently sent an email to someone saying it's making people verify it's really them to play certain games. So they got an email about 2012 Need for Speed Most Wanted reboot, and they said if you don't play for more than 120 days and then attempt to do so, you'll need to verify that it was really you playing the game. You have to like reactivate your account access to make sure it's you.
Really dumb.
I think it's more like a security measure than anything else.
But for what? What security issues are this? Why?
I don't
understand.
Somebody goes into your account and then just starts hacking or something like that. Because recently I talked about like Pontus's account got banned because someone hacked into his account and then cheated on it, and then he had to verify it was him and say, another IP address got into here and cheated. Like for example, from my own experience, on my original Battle.net account, I forgot the password to it, but it was still linked to my original email. But I was just like, well, I've got a new account. I didn't really have anything on my original Battle.net account. It just had like my World of Warcraft characters on it, which I only got to, that was like over 10 years ago, so they only got to like level 12. So I was like, whatever, I'll just make another one.
Yeah.
But I still got emails saying like your account has been logged in for another address, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And then it's like your account has been banned because somebody else from like I think it was like China or something. They went into my account, used it like Gold Farm or like bot or something, and then it got banned.
Gold Farm.
But I think it's kind of like that because I hadn't logged into my account so long. This kind of security measure would be like, I haven't logged into like my Minecraft account in like 2 months.
Yeah.
What if that got hacked?
And they change your name to
Vision 1402.
I like how you actually remember the traumatic experience. Like I don't even remember the name.
What if somebody hacks my Roblox account? I haven't been in that in over 120 days, but I would be distraught if somebody hacked into my Roblox account.
I think I would be relieved if someone got rid of mine.
Someone's still trying to break into my Instagram account. I don't know why. Because I don't post on it, but someone in Russia really wants to break into my Instagram account.
Mainly, probably because maybe it's the same person that got your Roblox account.
I hope not.
Because
I think I'm being targeted.
I think they're trying to get your entire personal set of details to get everything.
But initially I was like, this is really fucking weird. Why does this exist? But looking at it deeper, it's like, okay, I think it's a security measure basically.
Yeah, I think.
And I can see why it exists.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it may be a little bit too aggressive, maybe. Is my only issue with it. It just seems more annoying than useful. I don't know. I have to see it in action, to be honest. And I'm considering what games EA release at the moment, it's not going to be a problem anytime soon.
Okay, so the final EA topic, and it's a big one, is Star Wars Battlefront is going to get updated on March 21st, which is 3 days from now, if you're watching live. And it's going to be a revamped progression system is coming soon on March 21st. So they're completely redesigning the in-game progression system. So what's happening is with this update, progression is now linear. Star cards or any other item impacting gameplay will only be earned through gameplay and not available for purchase.
Wow, next level. Who would
Instead, you'll earn experience points from the classes, hero characters, and ships you choose to play in multiplayer. If you earn enough experience points to gain a level for that unit, you'll receive 1 skill point that can be used to unlock or upgrade the eligible star card you'd like to equip. You will keep anything you've already earned and unlocked. You will keep all your star cards, heroes, weapons, or anything else you've earned. What you have earned will still be available to you with this new update, regardless of how much or little progress you have made. Crates no longer include star cards and cannot be purchased. Crates are earned by logging in daily, completing milestones, and through time challenges. Instead of these crates, you'll find credits or cosmetic items such as emotes or victory poses. Nothing that impacts gameplay.
But what about my pink Darth Vader?
Starting in April, you'll be able to get appearances directly through the game, in-game credits or crystals. First new appearances are coming soon, meaning you'll be able to grab new looks, your heroes and troopers directly by using either credits and in-games or crystals available to purchase in-game and through first-person.
I seriously hope it's a pink Darth Vader.
Okay. But one of the things, basically, with this update, they're saying, we understand that the game was really fucking pay to win, and we're making it so you can no longer pay to win the game. Anything you can earn is now through the game.
Yeah.
But my big question is, and I think the answer is yes, is this too little too late?
Does that matter though?
Yes.
Those people already bought it.
Well, the people who've bought the game are going to be able to earn some of these things, but there's also going to be the people who paid for all the star cards and unlocked everything.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to keep those. So there's still going to be a massive power disadvantage between the people who bought all of the star cards from the loot crates and the people who didn't. So I think.
Do you not think the new appearances are going to help it, or is this like no one's playing it, so no one's like going to be hyped by the new looks? It's too little.
I think EA's done the right thing to change the way you progress through the game for people who are playing the game, but I think they've had such a fucking PR disaster that even with this, I'm still not entirely interested in playing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
No, well,
until it comes out on a service like Origin Access, which I can just, I already have Origin Access. At that point, I could just try out the game, and it'll be in a point where I'd want to play it. I wouldn't purchase Battlefront 2. Not any time.
The single player is pretty okay at best, from what I've seen as well. So
I don't know if they fixed the issue where if you're having too much fun in the arcade, you get kicked out.
Yeah.
Because you're having too much fun playing the arcade. It's like,
they haven't mentioned this time, so maybe it hasn't been removed.
I don't know if they fixed this in another update, but it's possible that they did.
Yeah,
we don't know enough about the game because I haven't played it, because I don't think it's great. I don't know if I still have, but I had a bunch of footage from the Battlefront 2 beta, and I was going to release it in like a beta free weekend video, but I never did anything with it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Yeah, because I asked you to record it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that video, Joe.
I never did anything with it.
I'm still on the edge of my seat. I'm going to pull off.
I still have it and see if I can pull it up, and I'll show you some of it now. Just to make it useful.
Half-Life 3.
Where I'd even put it.
You got
game footage. That's where I'd put it. Yeah, here we go.
Sneak peek of you opening some loot boxes.
Yeah, I wanted to get at least like one clip of me opening a loot box.
It's just a video if you open loot boxes.
Yeah, I wanted to get one video because I was going to edit it, and I'll be like, this is Star Wars Battlefront gameplay, and I just show like me opening crates. Okay. I think I have like a bunch of Star gameplay. Let's go. And what I played though of like the space gameplay, it was really fun.
The space gameplay is the best part of what they've added.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing it.
This is great.
Get to past the point where I'm learning the game.
It's actually
blown up.
It's actually just a lot like the original Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
At least in feel, not in.
But yeah, are you still interested in playing Battlefront 2 after these changes? That's my question to you.
I'm willing to give it a look. I'll put it that way.
Because I found this really fun from what I played of the beta, and I'm more so like, this is what the game should have been from the start, and you've just fucked up too much that I don't want to play it anymore.
It took so long for them to fix it because it's such a big thing they had to fix.
It took the state of Hawaii and Disney, the CEO himself, calling out EA to get to a point where they were like, oh shit, we fucked up. We can't keep abusing our player base and fans based on the fact that they'll buy anything with Star Wars written on it.
Which isn't true.
Which is kind of true.
It's kind of true, but also kind of not true. You also get very annoyed if you ruin it.
Yeah.
which is good. You just kamikaze into a.
Yeah. It was on purpose.
Okay.
It was a kamikaze play.
I will say that like the set pieces are very nice in this.
Yeah. The only thing that annoyed me is I wish there was a mode like there was in the original Battlefront 2, where it was like you were a soldier, you had a hangar, you got into a ship, you could fly into an enemy ship, and then you can like blow up their ship, or you can kind of mix and match between going in and out of your ship inside other people's hangars and stuff.
I have the same. That's my opinion of like Battlefront 1 and 2. Is like they've removed the game modes that I really liked from the original Battlefront games.
I think we should end the show before I just keep watching the gameplay that I'm showing at the moment.
Sneak peek a video that will never be released.
No,
Rest in peace.
Because everyone is sick to death about talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2 and loot boxes. So I jumped the shark there. I missed my opportunity.
I think you jumped the shark. I think you just let the shark eat you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. We'll end it with a Peter Molydeux tweet, and I'll read it out for you. I'm still hopeful that we will finally experience that therapy session in the new Tomb Raider game. I'm hoping every mission ends with Lara describing how she felt about her, your actions. That's a very Peter thing to say, isn't it?
I feel like Peter Molyneux is like more in touch with the gaming.
Peter Molyneux follows Peter Molyneux.
I feel like Peter Molyneux...
That's where he gets his ideas from.
I feel like Peter Molyneux is like way more in touch with how games should work than Peter Molyneux.
Yep.
And I don't think that's too much of a thing to say.
But I have been Joe Scorn Trace. You can catch us, as always, at And Everything In Between podcast YouTube channel. And you can, of course, if you are watching us live, you know we're already at twitch.tv/Scorn. But if you don't, we're live usually Sunday, every other Sunday.
It's always
every 2 weeks.
It's always a Sunday, every time.
It's around 7 p.m-ish. I say that because Tony's usually late getting petrol.
This time.
And of course, follow me at Scorn2000. That is the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.